yes, certainly. Let's bring in our meteorologist, Elita Loresca, for what we can plan for.
Yeah, we've got some storm chances building this week, Rita. You can see the storm clouds will be returning. I think a lot of what's going to happen today is in the form of light rain and then the potential for some thunder and lightning, mainly out in our far western counties. And I'll show you that with future track. But we have definitely received some beneficial rains over the past couple of weeks. We finally have ended our streak of at least below normal rainfall totals. We're in the surplus now, almost 2 inches in surplus. And we are going to get some rain chances, some widespread showers, some thunderstorms as well coming up here later on tonight at a 60% chance. And then those rain chances should hold steady during the daytime hours Tuesday and Wednesday, both above 50%. And we're going to keep the cooler than normal temperatures going at least through the middle of the week, eventually dropping those rain chances Thursday and Friday. Now, there is going to come flood risk, unfortunately, with some of these heavier bands that'll be moving through overnight into tomorrow. The grounds become more saturated on Tuesday, so by the time Wednesday rolls around, any additional rains could create some problems out there, some ponding on the roads. We'll be watching, of course, those watersheds for any rapid rises, because certainly there could be some of those higher rainfall totals taking us over 2 inches, and in a short amount of time, that's going to make it harder for some of the roads, some of those poor drainage areas to recede some of those water levels. So we'll be watching as some of those higher rainfall totals west of Interstate 45 could be taking on over 2, even 3 inches there. So live look outside, and things are nice and quiet to start off your Monday morning. Temperatures are running cool, a little bit warmer though compared to yesterday in some spots, but still very comfortable. The humidity levels are low enough where it's going to be very pleasant as you step outside. The breeze right now, anywhere from 10 to 15 mile per hour winds, sustained, gusting as we head into the afternoon hours, closer to 25, maybe even 30. But things are nice and dry right now in Galveston, as well as Harris County. Anywhere along Interstate 45 and to the east, pretty much dry, and then the activity is off to the west. We've got just some light rain showers coming in as kind of our first wave has been drifting over our far western counties down toward Matagorda Bay. Now, the larger picture is showing what we can anticipate to deteriorate as our weather conditions, as this system here, that is an area of low pressure, and this low pressure system eventually is going to allow for that moisture to move into our area. That warm front drifting up to the north is going to be the focus point of some heavier pockets of rain that may be coming through here as we get into the afternoon, mainly west of Interstate 45, and then locally in Houston late tonight into the overnight hours. There's going to be a period of some heavy rain here first thing Tuesday morning, where some of you are going to want to set that alarm early. As we get into the afternoon, let's say 2, 3 o'clock, we get another wave of heavy pockets of rain that turns more widespread, and then a lot of that should be lifting out of here as the sun goes down. You can see still some widely scattered showers, not just the widespread showers and storms that we'll be dealing with during the daytime. So for your Monday, those rain chances right around 20 to 30%, and then we start to see a slow buildup in those rain chances come late tonight and during the overnight hours. That's when it will remain elevated for us. Temperatures are going to stay cool though, with all the clouds coming in, and also that wind direction out of the east should hold temperatures generally in the 50s and 60s for the next few hours. And then as we head into the afternoon, our far western counties are going to struggle to warm, especially with the waves of showers that'll be coming in from the hill country. However, in and around Houston, those fewer showers, maybe even a little bit of a break in some of the cloud cover, will allow temperatures this afternoon into the low 70s. Low 70s as well Tuesday and Wednesday, and then those temperature readings are going to soar into the 80s as we drop the rain chances back down to 20, even 30%. Not a complete washout over the weekend, but those rain chances remain between 30 to 40% Saturday and Sunday, and temperatures holding steady, 70s overnight with highs in the low to mid 80s, ladies. These mornings, as you mentioned, Courtney, it's definitely still dealing with that nice chill in the air. If you enjoyed the weekend, the cooler temperatures, you're going to enjoy how we start off the work week. The rain chances are low during the daytime, and then we ramp those rain chances, especially overnight into Tuesday, and those rain chances stay fairly elevated through the middle part of the week. Out the door this morning, overcast conditions, and you can see those clouds looming over downtown, and this is pretty much how it's going to look through most of the day. We're not looking at much in the way of it clearing. The clouds are definitely going to win out today, and at times there's going to be a few of those raindrops falling from those clouds. We're getting some of those raindrops out west. Temperatures are running about 7 degrees warmer compared to yesterday, but we're still in the 50s. We've got some 60s right now. Sealy, Katy, Wharton, you're at 60 degrees. Sugar Land at 63. The wet weather right now is off to our west. This is very light. That's why you're seeing the shades of greens here. We get into the moderate rains when we see the yellows and the oranges on the reflectivity, and we may not be dealing with those colors until we get into the latter part of the afternoon into the evening hours. I'll show you future track. Still some light rain showers around Port O'Connor. That's going to be crossing Matagorda Bay, but the larger view of our map, and you can see we've got a disturbance here over South Texas. That's helping to draw in some of this wet weather over San Antonio and Austin. Now, our atmosphere over Southeast Texas is still dry enough, especially east of Interstate 45, where we're not going to see a lot of action during the day. That's why I'm going to keep the rain chances at 30%. But as we get closer towards sundown, 7, 8, 9 o'clock or so, notice how the moisture starts to push and expand further off to the east, north of Interstate 10. It's still fairly heavy out west, and that's where we're going to see a lot of the oranges and reds. That's indicative of heavier rain bands, more intense rain bands, maybe even some thunder and lightning coming across our area overnight into the early morning hours on Tuesday. For today, though, those rain chances peak at least around Houston, around 30% through about 4 o'clock, and then as we get closer toward 5, 6, 7 p.m., those rain chances up to 40%. Temperatures will stay somewhere into the 60s through about noontime, and then we'll be warming this afternoon into the low 70s. If that seems cool to you, it is about 10 degrees cooler than normal, and then we've got temperatures that'll gradually warm later on this week as we start to see those rain chances drop off. I'll have more details in your extended forecast coming up later on in the newscast.